All right, so good evening, fellow classmates and Professor Henry Xu. I'm Jacqueline, and for my project, I decided to explore the way of the brush, which is also translated as Hitzusendo in Japanese, and I related it to the Platform Sutra, which is an important text in Zen Buddhism. So interestingly, the word Zen is Chana in Chinese and also Dhyana in Sanskrit. And essentially these words mean meditation. And so there's actually a little bit of challenge with this project because there's no specific instruction on how to do Zen art or Zen painting in the Platform Sutra. So instead I used it as an exploration of meditation and an extension of the samadhi practice of stilling the mind and being present in each movement. Okay, so this is one of the verses I got from the Platform Sutra. So good friends, the samadhi of the single practice is to always practice the single direct mind in all of one's actions, whether walking, standing, still, sitting, or lying down. The straightforward mind is a place of enlightenment. The straightforward mind is the Pure Land. And let's show you the video. So prior to my practice of the Zen art, I did spend about an hour practicing my Qigong meditative practice while my heart mind, my sita, was still quiet. Okay. And I was unhurried in the morning. Initially, I was planning on doing several paintings, but I thought, one painting should be able to really exemplify the Zen art practice of Hitzusendo, which is essentially a combination of, well, it became an integrated style from Kendo in Japanese and also calligraphy. All right, so in the background music, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. It's actually Japanese. This is personally meaningful for me because the brushes I'm using here are actually from Master Weisa Wu, which is my Qigong teacher. As you know, I've been practicing my whole life, and these different paperweights were his as well. And it just felt really nice to connect with some of that ancestral lineage. Okay. Okay. So you'll see here, I'm actually trying to be present in my different movements and also connecting with the brush and just taking my time with that because the actual practice of the painting is quite quick. So I'm just wetting the brush, just taking my time and also preparing the ink. So traditionally, a lot of the Zen art and calligraphy is just made with black ink because it's actually extremely versatile and it shows about the depth within simplicity. And hopefully it does inspire curiosity and an interest. Okay. And also with the practice of the Zen art painting, we're supposed to do it with a spontaneous mind and heart without needing to worry too much about being evaluated or performing or, drawing the perfect masterpiece. And for me, I actually had a vision in mind that came about during a practice as I've been practicing Buddhist meditation with the Dhyana mudra with the hands. And for me, this is what this painting symbolized for me, which was actually meditation. And ironically, this was an exploration of samadhi, of a meditative practice. Okay. Oopsies. Okay, I'm just going to play. So again, being present with the movements, that felt really lovely to just feel the paper, just smoothing out was Very nice. I don't have any formal training. And so again, I'm taking my time here, actually concentrating on the brush, concentrating on my own mind, on my energy. So spontaneous nature, the Platform Sutra does say something else about that. Okay, so the Platform Sutra does say that one's enlightenment or one's way or the Tao must flow freely. So in Japan, a lot of activities were called the way, but it must flow freely. The Platform Sutra continues, how could it be stagnated when the mind does not reside in the dharmas? One's enlightenment flows freely. For the mind to reside in the dharmas is called fettering oneself. If you say that always sitting without moving is it, then you're just like Sariputta meditating in the forest for which he was scolded by Vimalakirti. So essentially, it's just saying that, sitting still, but if your mind isn't still and your heart isn't still, then that's not really a practice. And so just like Qigong, this is like a meditation in movement. And let's continue. Yeah. Just before I begin, just pausing throughout because it's only 3.5 minute presentation. So in Japanese Zen art, so Dogen in 2011, he says that there's a quality called boki, which is essentially a subtle quality, which is described as a depth or shine of a line. It does not depend on the color of the ink or the excellence of the brush or paper. So the boki is actually influenced by the kiai, which essentially is what the calligrapher or the artist transmits to the ink particles. This energy penetrates the paper and has been termed eternal energy because it can be felt in calligraphy that's centuries old. And I think that's something we can all relate to. And I just want to say that that is actually very similar to Taoist philosophies about the Tao or Qi. And so that's also another reason why I chose this practice as an exploration of my own tradition and practice and also Buddhism. Okay. So again, Dogen, as he's describing a Zen master, Sogen, he was saying that drawing one line requires a practitioner to throw himself entirely into the moment so each dot connects to make up a line. And they even say that perceptive Zen masters can actually see the personality of the calligrapher in the painting. And you can actually see their state of mind during that time. And so I'm going to explain actually what this means to me. And again, it just came as an image to me. Okay. All right, so you can just take a moment to, breathe and so art is subjective. And again, for me, this actually symbolizes the Dhyana meditation mudra of the hands. So the hands clasped one by one. And see if you go like this, right? That's actually what the top looks like. And then it's like a mirror reflection symbolizing the yin and the yang, which I realized afterward. But this is what the significance meant for me. And I think nose and art needs to be the same. And the asymmetry in the brush lines are seen, and that's part of the aliveness of it and the spontaneous nature of it. It was quite fun, and I actually wanted to do it again try to make it more symmetrical. Interestingly enough, when I stopped, my mind was like, oh, I want to make it more symmetrical. I want it equally dark. But I stopped myself and, accepted the first one. So we talk about community and people who do practice like meditation or Qigong meditation practice. I do think that art in a non-evaluative space like this can be very beneficial for people, as Natalie Rogers, the daughter of the famous psychologist Carl Rogers, had said that art can also be a space for people to transmute their energy from their emotions as a place for release and transformation. But putting the Zen Buddhist spin on it, it's really also about making it a meditative practice. And one does have to be calm and tranquil in order to actually enjoy it, because it's a slow pace movement. The ink doesn't fall where you want it to fall conceptually. So there's a little bit of a practice of letting go and allowing that free flowing nature to flow through. Okay, so thank you so much. And this is that, Qigong greeting I often give, and for being with me here. And I look forward to listening to your other presentations as well. Thank you. Bye.